Thank you, Council President. So this is the 10th budget I have worked on since being an elected official. And last week I talked about how I generally approach budgets in the past by asking myself how we best address the needs of today and prepare for tomorrow. As has already been said today, we are in a tough year here in Montgomery County. When we received the budget in March, I had some major concerns. I was concerned that we were given not only, what we were given not only had flaws related to what I saw as a steep tax rate that was too much for residents, but we also had items funded using one-time funds like ARPA or our spikes in our income tax revenue. And that's not going to last. Because of this budget may create long-term structural problems with our county finances, I have deep concerns. So today I'm speaking with reservations about this budget and a concern that it will be necessary for our county to have mid-year savings plans and special appropriations that are funded by our reserves. I do want to highlight just two areas I have concerns with, and I hope as a body we can take up. Our unhoused population. I truly believe that we have not included enough funding for overflow sheltering in this current budget, and I worry about the support that we're giving to partners like Interfaith Works. As we've seen, and we learned this during our budget cycle, this was new information we were given just last week, that even though we had been seeing decreases in our unhoused populations, we are now seeing pretty significant upswings. And so this is something we just received as we were going through the budget process, and I hope we can return to it. Mental health is another area. I expressed concerns when I first read the county executive's budget on this, and I'm still, wondering as we look at this budget, are we adequately addressing the mental health crisis taking place in our county? Even with these concerns, I know there are also wins for today. First, I'm very thankful to my colleagues for finding savings in these very complicated budgets. We also were able, as we've talked about a moment ago, pass the recordation tax that, as we saw, really helped with our CIP budget and took some of the relief off our operating budget. And again, just want to thank my colleagues for that, because I think it really closed the gap in the short term and sets us up for long-term planning for the future. And I will say I'm very proud to serve as the chair of the Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee and the work we've done. And I just want to really thank Councilmember Katz and Vice President Friedson for working together. The one thing I do want to highlight that I think was a huge achievement of government operations in this budget was the excellent conversation we had about community grants and putting forward additional bridge funding for nonprofits that will allow those that are currently funded with some sense of certainty through the end of December as our new Office of Grants Management comes online and creates new processes for our county grants. These nonprofits do critical work, and I'm very glad that we were able to put into this budget and this reconciliation that bridge funding. This is something that we worked really hard on, and I'm glad it's there. The other thing is, and not such a sexy thing, the OPEB funding that we talked about a lot. I think people know more about our non-pension benefits for retirees than maybe any other year. And that's a good thing because we're going to continue that conversation. And I'm glad that in this budget, we are funding it at the level we need to. I'm also very happy that we're able to fund our public union contracts. The job market has been extremely competitive, and that is true. But more than that, we are investing in the most valuable asset we have here in Montgomery County, our workforce. And there are those who see this as a line item in our budget, but I see the people who show up every single day to work for members of our community, and I thank you, and I'm glad we were able to fund that. I wish we were able to fund the Office of Human Resources a bit more, and I just want to do a shout out and thank the Director Anderson for all her work on this and the positive direction she is taking that department. I do want to just quickly address our efforts related to Montgomery County Public Schools budget. This was something that we talked about at great length last week, and I just want to underscore, even with the tax rate that we move forward today in the budget we have, I want to make it clear that when I casted my vote for this budget, and as I said last week, I'm doing so asking MCPS to fully fund the contracts that have been negotiated, the whole contract as negotiated. Other places that we've put in funding where is needed, and I'm very proud of, is the Working Families Income Supplement to assist those most in need in our communities and fight poverty. increase the nonprofit security grants to assist in creating safe environments for people where they worship and gather, and our funding for youth programs, adult daycare, and for our disability community. And so at the end of the day, after much contemplation, I will, as I think Council Vice President said so well, that this is the will of the body. And I very much deeply respect the work of my colleagues, and look forward to working together and moving forward with this. So in closing, I also want to thank my staff. They've done a huge amount of work these last couple of months. To my Chief of Staff, Cecily Thorne, my Deputy, Paul Ellis, my Legislative Aide, Juan Aragon Malan, and my Scheduler, Lored Kavin. Thank you for all of your work that you've done. And again, in closing, thank you so much to the Council Central staff and all your work on this. I know it's been a difficult budget for you all, and you have 6 new offices of people and their first budget, and I just want to say thank you for your patience, your insights, and the continued conversation. And it truly is an honor for me to sit up here with all of you and to work in this county, because I know where we may disagree on certain things, I know we all agree on the goal that we are working towards and that we are all working for the residents of this county. Thank you.